I grew up Oaken, like obviously in Peckham, Brixton, etc. Like for me, I was like, yo, this business thing, like this is my thing. And like this is the way out. And I think that I've even told this story before. Like there's a guy who called Mike's, and basically everyone was riding out. And then me, I know my heart's not in it. I know my heart's not in it.
But you're on the ride out as well.
So I'm on the ride out as well. And I'm like hoping, please, let's not catch anyone.
Them days on the ride out where you're just hoping everything goes your way.
Let's go there, take some pictures, come back. Take some pictures and come back. And
that's funny.
And then I remember one day they were all going and I was there, and then this guy took me to the side. It was like, bro, this ain't for you, bro.
Were you wearing boots?
You saw your leg in the car. You saw your leg.
And like,
No problem.
Yo, it's Manny from Pass the Meerkat. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe.
Welcome to episode 107 of the Pass the Meerkat, the podcast. I'm in the studio with some good friends. We've got Manny.
I'm back.
We've got E-Man.
I'm here.
We've got Vish.
Good evening.
We've got Dej in the studio.
Hello.
We've got Tim and Shake in the back. And we've got a very, I think, if we're talking net worths of our guests, we're talking net worths.
Our richest ever guest.
I think maybe.
Richest
I think
ever
maybe.
guest.
Yeah,
maybe.
him, and when Kevin Hart was on the phone.
That's facts. We've got Timothy Armoo in the studio. Or should I call you Tim? What do you prefer?
go with Timo.
Timo. Let's go with Timo.
Cool.
I'm not gonna lie, Vish got upset, when you said started talking about net worth, because we don't know what Vish is.
I'm so Forbes.
This guy's close. He's close.
That's funny. How are you, bro?
I'm good. I'm very good.
That's
You
good.
guys are funny, man.
Just a quick question though.
You guys
Like,
got vibes.
what's your if like I went into the lift and I was like, yo, who are you? What do you do? What would you say? Like, what's your elevator pitch to someone that doesn't know who you are, what you do?
Like what I do now, or just
in general, like a bit of a bio, maybe. Let's say.
in general, boy from Ghana, grew up in South London. I wasn't good enough to be a footballer. I wasn't.
Happens, man.
But everyone's
It
needs
happens.
Everyone's
It
story.
Did you get any trials anywhere? Any?
Bro, you know that one where like you had that one try at 12 and you thought you could make it.
Yeah.
So I had
Trial
that.
for the primary school.
So
At 12 as well.
I was like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna make it. This is my way out. But anyway, grew up South London, Oaken Road, and I basically, I just figured out business around like 14. I was like tinkering around with websites. I failed a lot of businesses.
What kind of websites were you doing? What websites? I was doing it for you.
This guy's a sick
Tinkering around with websites, building businesses, and then basically I just discovered like business was my way in or my way out of ends. And then I built a company at 14. I built a company at 17 that I sold. And then I guess my like claim to fame, I guess, was a company I started at 21 called Fan Bites, which was basically like a social media influencer business that we grew. And then at 27, so just like a few years ago, sold that company for tens of millions of pounds. And I was just like, oh, crap.
Crazy.
Okay.
Well done.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
One reason I can't, people often say why I always say like tens of millions and not the actual number, is actually, there's actually a very logical reason. It's because basically the guys who bought us, Brain Labs, basically told us not to for 5 years.
Yeah, no, we've been there. So we Pass the Meerkat is worth tens of millions as well.
Well, there you go.
So it's just in the
Of what?
contract.
Naira?
I mean, worth is in the eye of the beholder.
You know what?
Inshallah.
You look like wealth. When you look at the way you sit. Come on, none of us are doing this.
No, but I do sit like that sometimes.
Look at the ring on his finger. Have you got anyone who's got that black ring on their
Yeah.
finger is wealthy.
And the shoe, the shoes are only for when you're riding horses. You don't wear like walking around.
Chelsea boots,
Even his laugh.
That's the rich man.
Shiny, oily, shiny.
And you're wearing white socks with black shoes, which means you don't give a shit. I don't care.
Yeah. All right, well,
Not once did he deny it as well.
You see when you like. Okay, first I got 2 questions.
Yeah, hit me.
You said influencer and
Influencer
celebrity, right?
Marketing agency.
Marketing agency.
Yeah.
So what brands coming to you to connect them with an influencer?
Yeah. So we
Okay.
started actually Fanbytes was actually a business that was basically an evolved version of a different idea.
Okay.
So basically, at 19, 20, I had this different idea called Banzi, which basically the idea was like, I had seen in the US these guys who, have you seen this website called Omaze?
Yeah.
Amaze.
Yeah.
Omaze, where basically it's like they'll raffle off, you can win a house.
House,
You
yeah.
can-
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, I've seen
And
that.
all those influencers will do like a video on it.
Yeah. So actually,
I think Gary Neville did one. Was it Gary
probably,
Neville?
yeah. So a previous version of Amaze was actually where you could win this amazing experiences with celebrities. So it'd be like Justin Bieber, if you like buy his merch, it will give you ticket entries to go and like hang out backstage.
Yeah.
So like that was actually the original version of it. And I saw that when I was like 19, 20, I saw they were making bread. So I was like, okay, we're just gonna run that same play in the UK.
Makes sense.
And so we're just gonna go to like artists and bands and all these men and be like, yo, we can do these amazing experiences. But the problem was in the UK, they don't really care about celebrity like that.
So you see about Tesco.
It's so true though.
So it's true, right? So we're emailing like info@adele.com and she's like not replying. And we're like,
Info@adele.com is crazy.
So we're like, hey, yo,
I think
Yeah.
yeah, we used to be. So when we used to email brands and stuff, I would literally message him like, "Can you get me this person's email?" And he'll give me 5 versions of the email.
bro, like hi at this, info at this.
You just gotta try.
You gotta try.
Outreach, yeah.
So we're emailing all these artists, no one's paying us no mind. And then we emailed this guy, Jake West, who's like a YouTuber, but he's also an artist. And he's the first guy who then is like, yeah, let's do something.
Yeah.
Like, and so in my mind, I'm like, okay, these YouTubers are actually the one.
Yeah.
And then we did another campaign with another YouTuber, and the experience was like, you get to win a day with her at Go Ape.
Okay.
And so then I'm like, oh, this is sick. So then I call Go Ape, and in my mind, I'm like, yo, if we call them up, we can maybe get them to give us a freebie or something like that.
Yeah.
But then we call them up, and I will never forget this for as long as I live. The guy's like, oh, this sounds great, because the YouTuber had like 50,000 subscribers. So we're like, all right, cool. This sounds great. How much is it? And that was the first time that it clocked to me that I was thinking about this whole game just like a donut. I was trying to basically make money from like fans buying stuff to be engaged with their artist. But really the bread was basically the brand.
Paying you.
So that they could. So I remember right after that conversation, I called my co-founder up.
And you was how old at this age?
I was 21 then.
Okay, wow. Yeah.
So I then called Ambrose straight up. I was like, bro, new business.
Yeah.
Like the new business is basically brands pairing up with influencers, because like the influencers have the audience.
Yeah.
And we are Gen Z. Brands are trying to tap into Gen Z, and like this is going to be the place. So this was in 2017. And then after a while, I then was like, oh, actually, this influencer thing, like, is actually very popular in the US, but it's not that popping in the UK.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, we just got to like aggressively run it up. So it was like me, my co-founder was, I had 2 co-founders. One, Mitchell, he was in Nottingham doing computer science. And my other co-founder, Ambrose, was in Imperial doing mechanical engineering. And I was in Warwick doing computer science. And we're just like, yeah, like this is our moment. We just got to run it up. So it's kind of like a iterative step to then figuring it out and then like growing the company, etc. Yeah. So
That's sick, man.
You give me an idea, man.
what's the idea?
Yeah, I didn't. That platform of linking influencers with an experience.
Yeah.
I want to tie that to some luxury stuff
Okay.
that people won't usually. The average person doesn't have access to.
Okay.
imagine-
Like a one night in a sick hotel or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine you pay £1 for a raffle.
Yeah.
You win it, and you're partying on a yacht with.
Yeah.
XYZ.
Yeah.
Nah, that's lit, bro.
Yeah. Oh, there you
So
go.
can I be on the yacht? Can we be on the yacht?
I'm already taking you lot on the yacht. Man, I'm greedy. But pay for my raffle though.
Yeah. Do you reckon like the market's in the same place it was when you started that?
No.
Like, no one
You've seen a
knows much
lot more of
about-
those kind of websites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2017, I was like,
So you rode that wave
earlier.
Yeah.
You
Bro,
scaled
more
and then you
time.
could-
Like, one thing that I've clocked, right? So since Fanbytes, I've sold 2 more companies where I've been on the board of them, right? One for 9 million, one for 23 million, right? And actually, in my book, and we'll talk about it later, right? But like in my book, I say like the single biggest thing that I've clocked about business is that market timing is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Like you can be like the best entrepreneur in the world, you can have the best team, but if the market is not on your side, if it's not like growing, then you're just like there. Like something has to happen. So more time I've said like we weren't the best influencer company. We were probably number 7 or so, right? Yeah. But because the market as a whole was growing, everyone grew. So after we sold some other company called like Goat Agency, they sold for like
I know them.
Yeah, Goat Agency sold for like
In Old
100
Street,
M's. Lad Bible went public for like 300 M's.
Oh, yeah.
And so you have this like crazy thing
Like
where
momentum.
everyone basically
everybody's
was
gonna-
in that wave.
Yeah.
Everybody was able to eat because we basically like figured out the right wave. And so now, no way. Like what you man are doing is actually the play, which is being the media company.
Yeah.
That's actually the smart play because we now don't need like connectors like Fanbytes. We just need like more different sort of publishers and influencers.
Yeah.
And that's the play here.
Yeah, and I think also, well, for us anyways, I think most people in our space, we go direct to the brands.
Yeah,
So we'll just be like, yo, we're doing this thing. Do you want to help us out? Do you want to get your brand exposure, all that sort of stuff?
Exactly.
All right, cool. So in business, okay, firstly, have you watched Squid Game? The recent one.
I haven't watched the recent one,
Time
but
for all
the,
of that. That's you. You have time for that.
He might be invested. He might be invested. That's actually a good question. Do you have a television in your living room?
No, I don't.
Yeah, see,
No.
I realize that people that that make money, they don't have
They don't
TVs.
have time for that.
Let me see your
exactly.
mobile. What's your mobile? It's like an old. Is it like an old thing?
No. It's
got
actually
17.
like an iPhone. And actually, today I bought the iPhone 17 Pro Max. So just to have, better camera quality.
Just for context. Just for context.
What time do you wake up?
This is actually funny because I put up a story recently and I said, and I wake up probably like 8:15.
Oh, seriously?
People think that I wake up
Because he
mad
sold his
early.
business for 23 million, bro. You don't need to wake up early.
Before you saw the business, what time did you wake up?
Okay, then it was different. But no, like I think
8:15 is crazy, by the way. Let's not.
like late or
That's
early.
very late. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's very late.
Yeah,
I know.
okay, yeah. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, thank you.
I wake up at 10, bro. I wake up at
Same.
That's mad.
No,
work
because
day.
like, I
Still
think
on work days. And he starts at 8:30.
I think that I posted on my story. I was like, yeah, man, I wake up like 8:15, 8 a.m. Because to me, it's not about like how early you wake. It's about how fast you get to work and how fast you get to the thing, right? So like, for example, I don't have any digital thing in my room. In my office, I basically have my laptop set up. Like all I have to do is just press the button and then it goes to the first thing to work on. Yeah. So I basically like make sure my first like 5-6 hours is just no interruption. And so more time there's people who wake up, 5 a.m. but then like the first 3 hours is messy.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's you, bro.
messy.
But-
No, it's not me. It's not me.
9 a.m., 7:30, you'll see Banks.
I've watched a lot of like entrepreneurial stuff, and I think it was Steve Bartlett one. I don't know who he was interviewing, but he was like, I think the millionaire or the billionaire, whatever. And he was like, he's got to the stage where his wealth is time. So he's got to a point where like he can wake up 8, 9 a.m. because money's it's been made while he's sleeping, and he's working for 4 hours straight. And then 3 o'clock he's done. Like it's not everyone that wakes up at 4 a.m. with them like Instagram like
do the
captions that you
sauna.
see, go to the gym at this time.
So you never been Ashton Hall before then? You never done anything like that?
Yeah, but no, I haven't, of course. But like his and it also depends what business you're in, right? Like, he's in the business of making content with the attracts people. Like, most of my businesses now, all our companies, I can make 2 or 3 decisions a day, and like those decisions are the difference between this year, do we make 2 million or 5 million, right? So it's like, are we going to hire the CEO? All right. That needs me to decide that. And if I hire that CEO, that's going to lead. That doesn't need hours for you to think about it, right?
Do you think your job's easier now than before then? So you living an easier life with more responsibility?
Am I living an easier life? No, I think that's a great question. I think I'm living a life with more at stake.
Okay.
Yeah. So for example, we just raised the 30 million fund. So I just got people to invest basically like 30 million in this fund to buy media companies, right?
Okay.
But one of the hardest things in business, if not like the hardest thing in business, and I say this to so many people, is not like the actual doing the business is hard. It's actually that you don't know what you don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
So more time, you're going through so much just random stuff, and you're like, this employee left, it's gonna kill the business. This investor said no, it's gonna kill the business. So you just constantly stress over and over again.
Yeah.
But then once you've done that enough times, you're like, oh, okay.
You're gonna survive.
This is just calm, right? So it's not harder because it's not like I'm learning a lot of new things from scratch. It's more like the stakes are a bit higher. And I've also come to like internalize it's not that deep to like so many things. In fact, like in my book, there's a chapter 8 is literally called It's Not That Deep. Because like so many times in business, I was like, bro, like this is gonna kill us, this is gonna destroy us. And then it's been like, it's not actually been that deep.
Okay. All right. Just circling back, the reason why I asked about Squid Game, was because there's a guy on there. They're trying to win 4 million.
4.56.
I know. And there's a guy on there that's already a millionaire. And he's competing with people that are trying to save their families and all this sort of stuff. So I was gonna ask you, like, do you feel like in business, or do you feel like for you in business, have you been so like focused and like you don't care who's around, like you're gonna make it, like whoever gets mashed down, they get mashed down. You'll make it. You have to make it.
Cutthroat.
Do you feel like you have to be like that in business, or have you been like that in business?
I think I was like that building fan bites. Because, bro, like you have to remember, I grew up on Oaken Road, bro. Ends.
I remember them estates.
Ends.
There's an estate there, right across from Burgess Park. And I used to link a girl there, they have these like...
Is it Aylesbury Estate?
It's probably that one,
Is it Aylesbury Estate?
Aylesbury, they used to have these things, they would have like, you would walk through the estate, but they have a walkway and they have these poles here and
Aylesbury,
here.
I think.
And I think those poles were so that man them could stop you when you're running away.
Because
why you got there? Because of that. Bro.
Them sort of estates.
I linked this girl twice there, bro. Every time there's a problem. Every time, bro. Terrible. But anyway, so go on. You grew up in Old Kent, right?
I'm like, bro, like, I grew up Old Kent, like, obviously near Peckham, Brixton, etc. Like for me, I was like, yo, this business thing, like this is my thing. And like this is the way out. And I think that I've even told this story before. Like there's a guy who called Mike's, and basically everyone was riding out. And then me, I know my heart's not in it. I know my heart's not in it.
But you're on the ride out as well.
So I'm on the ride out as well. And I'm like hoping, please, let's not catch anyone.
Them days on the ride out where you're just hoping everything goes your way.
Let's go there, take some pictures, come back. Take some pictures and come back. And
that's funny.
And then I remember one day they were all going and I was there, and then this guy took me to the side. He was like, bro, this ain't for you, bro.
Yeah.
Were you ready?
Yeah. He saw your leg in the car. He saw your leg.
And like, I think this is probably something we can all empathize with, which is like, there's a part of you, like maybe small or big, but like there's a part of you which knows the sort of person you can become.
You're faking it.
Your physical environment is saying don't be that person. Right? And so for me, it was almost like when I encountered that, and then when he said, "Yo, this ain't for you," I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. This ain't for me." Right?
Not a lot of them would even say that.
Yeah, exactly. At that moment, you'd be like, "No, I'm on it."
I'm on it. But it's like I knew I wasn't on it, right? And I think like combine that, and then also one of the most fortunate things that happened to me was I was fortunate enough to get a scholarship to a sixth form, Christ Hospital. I don't know if you guys have heard of Christ Hospital.
No. But is it South London? Because we're not from South, by the way.
No, it's in Sussex.
Oh, okay.
So basically,
that's where your accent came from. Yeah, because your accent, that's not Old Kent Road. I've been Old Kent Road. It's Old Kent Road. It's Old Kent.
It's
yeah, that's funny. So so then I went there, and then I remember one day I was like on the field on rugby field, and I just hear this like
rugby.
Yeah. It's all adding up now.
Yo, come on.
You see how he flexes off?
What position were you? I don't know anything about rugby. What?
So that's the mad thing. Like, you know how they just put every black person, if they're fast, chuck you on the wing. Yeah. So I played one game. I got the first hit. I said, guys, I'm injured. And basically, like, that was the only game in rugby I ever played. I faked injury for every single game. I faked injury.
You got to live every day.
And then I remember one day I just hear this like, and like, what's going on? And then I look up and it's a helicopter. It's basically some kid from the school is getting picked up in a helicopter to go home. And I just remember thinking like, yo, like there is bread in here, which means, because in my mind, because of where I grew up, I thought you were either poor or like Richard Branson. Basically, there was no in between. It's either you're just broke or you're the wealthiest. And so like going to Christ Hospital and then kind of associating myself with other people like that. I remember one thing I did right afterwards was like every Sunday I will go to like very posh hotels and I'll take my red laptop. I had a Toshiba laptop and I would just like sit in these fancy hotels like Claridge's and the Langham, and I'll just sit in the lobby just like typing just so I could like feel people around me with money. So it was almost like my way of trying to like brainwash myself to be like, okay, Timo, you're one of these guys, but it's just not yet, you know?
Interestingly, what you said about the Langham, I went to the Langham to work one day in Marylebone, right? And
they was like, what are you doing here?
So interestingly, I went to the lift to go up a floor. I don't know why. I was going to do something. And then when I was coming down, a white lady and her daughter, they saw me in the lift and they got shook, so they let it close and they just
really.
How are you dressed?
Like that or like this?
That's funny.
I was probably like this to be fair.
But yeah, like I think when you know, going back to your question, I think like when you grow up there and then you have those sort of encounters, etc., and then like you know, at 21, when we started to see the business working, like our first year we did like 400K, and I remember turning to my co-founder again and thinking, yo, we have hit a lick. Like basically like this is it, like don't fumble this, right? Like do not fumble this, just lock in, do not fumble this. And that's the reason why like we grew quite fast. Like in 5 years, we were 80 people working with all these brands, Nike, the UK government. And it was all kind of low-key, was a bit out of fear. It was a bit out of like, boys, don't fumble this, don't fumble this. So to answer your question, like, if someone, quite a lot of people got in my way. And they were not in my way.
Someone in his ring now. You've got ashes right in his ring.
That's the oligarch ring. questions. I feel that in the Equalizer. I'm not even busting jokes. Go to the Equalizer. There's a guy wearing that ring.
Do you do like any like martial arts or anything like that? Like something like that can.
No.
Like you can kill someone like this.
The pressure point.
Nah. But I think though, bro, like when you're in it, especially when you're in any pocket, whether it's business, football, whatever pocket that you're in, like you do have to have a bit of that kind of
instinct.
Like you have to have
You have
that.
to be ruthless.
You have to kind of have that competitive nature. Like it's just the way of the world.
Yeah.
And more time. And I actually saw and interviewed you guys somewhere, and you said like your best guest that you want to have is Kanye West or something.
Yeah, I think one of us said that. Yeah.
And I saw that, and it actually had me thinking about the fact that like more time, you know how online people talk about having like a inferiority complex. Oh yeah, you have an inferiority complex. More time, I think to win, you have to have the opposite, which is like a superiority complex. Like you have to believe you're that guy. And I think if you saw me maybe early on, people would say I had an ego, and I would say, yeah, I did have an ego, because I was like, bro, I know I can win, and I'm trying to win, and I believe everyone, if you're trying to get it, should have a bit of that. All right, cool, yeah, I can do that. But it was very tricky, bro. Like, oh man, I'm sure we'll come to it, but there were like so many L's that we took. Personally,
let's go. Yeah,
did you have any mentors or someone that you worked or looked up to that kind of like guided you?
So, I don't think I had any direct mentors, but when I was like 15, 16, I remember coming across this site.
I had that album as well.
Close.
They're probably filming Kidulthood on your estate as well.
Probably more time they were. I saw this website called retireat21.com.
Wow.
And I remember just reading it because like really the name was about it had a really nice fancy name, but it was just about these like young entrepreneurs, especially in the US, who were just using online marketing, making money and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember every day I come from school, because I went to a school in Bermondsey. I went to a school called City of London before I then went to Christ Hospital for 2 years. Yeah. And I remember just like every day I'd come home and I'd read the next article, because I'm like, yo, this is mad. Like these guys are making M's from just like typing on their bedroom. And so I saw that and I was just like, all right, you men are no different to me. Like, so I just had to.
People don't think like that.
People don't think
like that.
Well, that's the thing though. Like, I think at first I thought I can say it here, so it's fine. And everyone else will hear it. Yeah. But like, my first thought, because I never saw a black guy on any of the sites.
Yeah.
So I told myself, I actually remember this, the first ever like kind of negative story I told myself was, oh, well, it's easier for them because they're white. I knew that, I was reading stories, people like Pete Cashmore, Mark Bow, these guys have now gone on to build like huge companies. And in fact, more time, I've now gone to see them. They're now my friends, and I'm like, yo, you man are like so unremarkable, right? But early on, I was like, yo, these guys are doing that. And I told myself a story like, well, it's easier for them because they're white. Yeah. And then I just remember just over time just thinking, hang on a sec. I understand the thing they're doing and I can do the thing they're doing. And so like, that was the reason why at 17, I started that that second business, Entrepreneur Express. And that one, we ended up selling that 11 months afterwards for like 110 grand. And at 17, growing up in ends, 110 grand.
What did you buy? What did you buy though? Did you buy a whip?
Bro,
those guys used to hang out with. You better not see them. They don't care about you.
They're definitely gonna ride out.
It's an easy one.
Definitely, you was built for this shit.
That's funny. What did I do with that money? Bro, the way I wasted that money was ridiculous.
Yeah. Haribos.
Gucci belt.
No, bro. But I wasted it on dumb shit that I thought was not dumb shit. So, for example, I spent 40 grand on spread betting.
Spread betting.
It's basically like trading. Yeah, trading. Because basically, like, think about this, yeah. Imagine you're a guy at 17. You had an idea.
Sorry, I'm gonna say like this for the rest.
That's how you get the 110 grand. The 23 mil.
I'm gonna be who I want to be.
Yeah. Just how you want to be addressed.
Which call is it? Let me put it on.
You're bad dog, bro.
The cause
that leg is coming down in 2 minutes.
You don't do it enough.
It's the hip movement. Like
there's a bone here of yours. It's weak. It's weak. His one is strong.
What the hell? You position it in a certain way.
Yeah, the funny one. What was I saying? Yeah, like deep this, right? Like really think about this. Imagine you're 17, growing up in ends, and then basically in like less than a year, you make more money than you ever had even thought about. Your first thought is, I'm a G. Like I can figure out everything. So instantly, I'm now thinking, I can multiply this. I can do this, take bear risk. And then some idiot. Then I start doing like spread betting, and then I'm just like losing $2,000 here, losing $3,000 here. I'm like, okay, I'll make it. Nope, didn't happen. So 40 grand went down. I spent another 20 grand trying to build this website, which was like an affiliate website for dentists. Because I was like, oh, well, dentists need more leads. If I can build a site where, I can connect them. That business failed because dentists already have hella leads.
I was like, they do. And I had braces as well. It's very easy to get in.
So I'm like, so basically by the end, that 110 became something like 20 or something in less than a year. But again, it's like, don't get high of your own supply, like the way that I did that, and then
lessons though.
Hella lessons, bro. And like when you see, my story, even on my LinkedIn, you're like, oh, started a company at 14, started a company at 17, and then did Fab at 21. Bro, there's like 12 businesses throughout there that absolutely flopped. But I'm just like, I flopped. I figured out what not to do, and then we moved on to something else.
That's interesting. A quick question, just a side note. We had a discussion maybe about a year ago about billionaires. And I think the argument was that there shouldn't be billionaires because...
Well, that's mental.
Yeah, I think the argument was... So what, you argue it. You say it. You go. You go. You go. Go on, say it.
I was saying there shouldn't be billionaires because...
You swear.
Bro, that's funny.
That's a billionaire stance, man.
I was saying there shouldn't be billionaires because of the amount of poverty there is in the world. And that if there are no billionaires, then the idea is that, at least in principle, that we could share the world's resources a bit more. And... then life would just be a bit more equal, not entirely equal, but a bit more equal. I'm not talking to you, by the way. There's
someone who's close.
He's closer.
And so, who took the other side? You?
I remember taking the other side, but go on. You give your argument.
Go on.
I was gonna say that most of the times the billionaires and the wealthy are the ones that do a lot of the charitable stuff, and it's actually the governments and the communities and our leaders are the ones that's holding back. And not funding, I believe, the right things. So if we take away those billionaires, the needy and the poor will suffer more.
Timo, what do you think? I heard what you said, but the
way that he's forget that guy.
I'm also waiting.
Do I think so? What's the question? It's basically like, should they exist?
Do you think? Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, of course they should exist, though. Like, because if you...
Or do you think it's fair? Maybe that's a better question.
Yeah, because... So, when people say, like, it's not fair or it says something wrong about the world, like, it implies that they got there by some kind of nefarious means, like some kind of bad means.
But that seems to be the argument. I feel like they listed like the billionaires and then they could maybe go into their stories as to how they've acquired that. And there's obviously there's in most cases there's going to be a story of some exploitation or
oil.
something.
Yeah. I mean,
wait.
Yeah, oil.
I just said something. I didn't know what he's talking about.
Oil.
Yeah, like a lot of them made their wealth off of oil.
Yeah, was that bad? Are you saying
It could be. It could.
Or cheap labour.
Exploitation.
Cheap labour is a good example.
So I don't know, man. I think that we live now in an economic system which basically rewards the people who create the most amount of value. So if I create the most amount of value for X number of people, then I should then be rewarded.
Yeah.
And so,
and I agree with that.
Yeah, right. And so,
to a cap of 1 million.
And so, you think once you're making more than a certain amount, anything you earn on top of that, you think that should go
100%
to like
tax.
a world fund?
100% tax.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
100% tax.
yeah.
So what I think you end
Rachel
up...
Reeves over here.
Trust you, bro.
So what I think you end up finding is two things. One, there will always be loopholes.
That's
Like there'll always be a loophole.
Yeah.
One thing I've come to clock about this game is there is always a loophole. Man, there's always a loophole. And then the second one is I think you'll create such a disincentive for like innovation that like the world would actually not be as advanced.
Yeah, it would stagnate.
So yeah, that's my take on it. I don't think billionaires are evil or.
But why would you need? I always wondered to myself, like, I actually get that argument. That's why I actually think there should be millionaires, and I think people that have given the most to the world should be able to live in luxury, not just privilege, but actually luxury. But then I feel like billionaire goes way past that. It's like, I always think to myself, why would you even need £1 billion? Like, I wouldn't know what to do with £1 billion. Like, so it's like, why do you need that? These lot said generational wealth. Yeah. And then we got into the argument about knowing your
So I don't think that people, so I know quite, okay. Now you guys are going to say something, but okay, fine.
I'm on your side. Whatever you say, I'm on your side.
He's not on your side. Look, he changed his stance.
Bro, this takes a lot of mental strength, bro. I'll be honest with you, bro.
So I know probably, I don't know. I know this is incredible.
Don't mind these guys.
This is great. This is incredible. What are we calling this? This is
a stance, bro.
The stance.
Not the Tim stance, the Timo stance.
You're gonna make a lot of you're gonna make a lot less money with that posture.
I think so I probably know maybe about, I want to say 70 billionaires or so, right?
You know them.
Basically, you know, as in like
you know them.
Yeah.
What does no mean?
No, like people that we've had dinner, lunch with.
Can we extend this episode, please? Because we've got a lot to talk about.
But also, like, I mean, so just bear in mind that for a lot of billionaires, it's not like they have $1 billion in their account, right? So, like, you know, I know the co-founders of Shazam and all these people, like, you know, like they're billionaires, right? And I know people who have $1 billion liquid, like. Fine.
Yeah.
The point I'm making here is that like it's not necessarily like they are, because you said it's all good if you are, say, a millionaire or multimillionaire, right? But like the difference between the two is just the amount of value the person has created. So we could both start a social network. My social network could reach 1 million people and it makes me 10 million. Your social network could reach 4 billion people and it makes you Mark Zuckerberg. Like, both of us have done the same thing. It's just that one has had like a greater impact. So why stop it at, me, I'm good, but you should be vilified? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I don't think I'm trying to vilify them. I just think
you just don't know the idea of them.
Yeah, I just don't know why you would need
that much money. Like,
I do think, like I said, so I actually don't know what the point of luxury is. I couldn't put a figure on that, but I do think they should be able to live in luxury. I do think they should be able to buy whatever they want.
Yeah, there are certainly like diminishing returns.
Yeah.
I'd say like after 30 million, there are like
buy more.
Diminishing
nothing more that you could buy.
It's just like buy more yachts, etc. But then the point is, okay, cool. what's the alternative that like stop the business?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, because it's not like they're building a business to just make more and more money. It's like, okay,
they're building a business to keep like
to keep growing the business. If Jeff Bezos was like, oh cool, I'm now at 30 M's. Okay, now let's shut off Amazon.
Yeah, so I don't think that, but I think there should be something on Jeff Bezos' account. As soon as it reaches 30 million. They send the money elsewhere.
Where?
Africa or something.
Did you see the news of UNICEF card? Did you see the news of the president in somewhere and he built a bridge for 1 million?
I see that.
And all it was just sticks. It was just bare sticks.
So I can't believe it cost them 1 million.
I can't believe they walked over. You could see it. That shit could fall, bro. Sorry. So there was a guy. I don't know what African country. Congo.
Yeah.
They spent 1 million on
1.6 million.
1.6 million on a bridge, and the first day that they walked over it collapsed.
Yeah.
So six of them just fall, and one guy is running to the.
So sorry. Maybe obviously we don't have the system set up yet to be able to do that. I'm just chucking out hypothetical.
I love Africa, by the way.
We could work on that. If you're taking business like this, we could work on that. But no, I do think. I guess that what I'm saying is in principle, I think, if it's 30 million, that's the point where it's actually, where you can get whatever you want. Then I think above that, the money should go to some sort of cause. It should go to some sort of philanthropy or people in need. The mechanism for that, I think, probably needs to be figured out. But I just think so many people are suffering that, like, I get the people that their net worth is tied to a business. Yeah. But I'm talking about actual money in your account.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
It's just like...
So your net worth can be $1 billion, but what's actually available to you to spend
exactly,
is less than that?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, like share the resources around the people.
Okay, fair.
So it's like a pseudo, like, socialism type.
Yeah.
Don't.
Joseph Stalin.
That's what you mean about rep. Yeah, don't
socialist. You had it here first.
Quick question. You said 70, because you said 70, 70 billionaires, and as soon as you said that, I thought, what's the maddest thing that you've heard in a room that you was like, wow, I can't believe this is how people make money, or I can't believe this is what people do with their money, or I can't believe this is what these people do. Like, what's the maddest thing that you walked away from that meeting or the lunch and you was like, bro, I've been looking at the game all wrong? I thought you was about to answer, but you...
No. I know 0 billion.
A guy in America, I can't say his name, but a guy in America in Texas basically through a dinner, basically bought an entire neighborhood, and he bought the hospitals, he bought the schools, he bought everything there, and it was just over a lunch. So then the entire streets and everything were named after different people in his family. And that entire thing he did because but actually there's actually a very good story to this. That he did because he'd actually like grown up there.
Okay.
And so he spent, I think it was about 2 billion basically to like buy out everything, the schools, the hospitals, the cemeteries, the blah, blah. And then he just like put it all into the names of a bunch of families.
That's unethical. Cool. That is
unethical. Hold on.
It depends what
you see. If he said he bought out the hospital, did that money go to the hospitals?
Like renovating the hospital.
Where's the hospital going to suddenly receive 100 million?
Especially in America where there's no
that's
or a cemetery
on insurance.
Yeah.
I mean,
it depends how you look at it.
Because did he do it for that purpose, or did he do it because the name in the street?
So he did it for ego.
Sentimental reasons.
He did it for ego, but like good ego.
But like you know what I mean. If the benefit is that town or those services have now earned massive funding.
No, and I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of people having an ego but using it. For
I don't know, man. Like I know. I mean. This could be mad controversial, but fine. Like, I know more poor dickheads than rich dickheads. Like,
well, you did grow up in Old Kent Road, so
But like,
there's man with £100 in their account will be more of a prick.
They'll be a prick to you.
What I would argue, is that the world, because they're in survival mode, the world has made them be like that. If your life was all hunky-dory for so long, you would have so much more reason to be happy.
Yeah. But there's the argument that the more money you get, you just become more of who you are.
Yeah, exactly. There's that narrative, and I haven't seen that. Like, I've seen that, obviously, but the truth is, like, if you're a dickhead, you're a dickhead. Yeah. Right? Yeah. If you're not a dickhead, you're not a dickhead. But I've seen that to, be the inverse anyway.
Okay, fair.
Just going on to your name, because there's two Tims here. Yeah. Well, Timothy, you like to be called Timo.
Timo, yeah.
What's the reason behind that?
Crazy story.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a mad story. So this is actually a story about basically I invented an alter ego.
Like there's the ego.
Like Sasha Fierce.
Like exactly like Sasha Fierce. Exactly like Sasha Fierce. No, bro. Like literally in my book. Like in the book, I actually talk about in my book what's stopping you. Out Jan 15th.
Jan 15th. That's nearly my birthday.
There you go. You will, and in fact, I'll get you a signed copy.
He's gonna shut that.
My birthday's on the 3rd of January.
My birthday's today. Can I?
Okay, you'll get a signed copy. So I actually invented that because so I was like 22, 23. And basically in Fanbytes, one of the main ways we'd get a lot of customers would be like, I would have to go on stage and talk about like influencer marketing and stuff like that. Because remember, 2017, 2019, people are like, yo, who are these kids in their bedrooms? You know, people like Zoella and KSI, they're like, bro, get a job. You know what I mean? So they needed like the spokesperson to go out and talk, right? So I was doing this talk with ITV and I'm there and it's like 2,000 people. And I am nervous. Like I am so nervous because I'm about to go in front of these people, 2,000 people, to talk to them, tell them about, you know, Fanbytes, about blah, blah, blah. So I'm mad nervous. So I'm in the back waiting, and then I'll never forget this woman, short woman, pink hair. She comes over and she's the one who is going to introduce me. And then she goes like, oh, you know, what do you want to be called? Is it Tim? Is it Timothy? Is it Timo? And like I heard Timo, and I went, hang on a second. I was like, that Timo is like mad confident. That Timo is that guy who like comes on stage and just shuts it down. That Timo is the alter ego. And so I said, okay, no, let's go with Timo. And then when she says that, I remember it was like, okay, and then coming next onto the stage, Timo. And I remember like I just bopped on stage. I just like shut it down. At the end, I actually got a standing ovation.
Oh wow!
From like 2,000 people. And I remember like leaving the stage and then thinking like, okay, now I guess I'm Timo now. You know? And I think that's actually like there's a lesson in there, which is almost like there is a version of you who basically is like the courageous, the bold, the one who just like goes and does the thing because it's normal to him, you know? Like that version, you almost need to like invent that version and be like, yo, this person does this, and that.
Embrace it.
And then embrace it, like lean into it. Because as you said, bro, like Beyonce, when she goes on stage, she's not Beyonce. She's like Sasha Fierce, you know? And she embodies all of that. And I think it's so important for us to just be able to do that because otherwise you end up like being in your head for too long and it's just a bit of, you know, it's just not the way, you know?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Just going back onto your book, so 11 cheat codes to unlock the life you want, Give me...
You see these books,
Okay.
No, because a lot of these books, they'll say they're gonna do something for you. Do you actually give the cheat codes? Or do you talk around what they are?
I do.
So people have to figure out. Page 5, it's got L1, L2.
So that book is actually... So
I was gonna say it's in the chat.
So we have 11 cheat codes.
Okay.
And so each of the cheat codes actually is like, you know, cheat code 8 is like, it's not that deep. And it basically is a cheat code to like help you understand how to normalize things that seem mad. Cheat code 7 is how to build a network when you are a nobody. right?
Okay.
And then I'm literally like, bro, here is how to build a network. Yeah. Here's how to contact people. Here's how to make sure that you maintain relationships, because I had to do that as well. So basically, like, the reason I wrote this book was I was like, that 21, 19-year-old kid who was like growing up in ends, who was like thinking, yo, I know I can make it. I just don't know how to make it. Like, if he or she reads this book and it's like, right, here's a playbook. And it's not from someone who is some 60-year-old guy who is like, you know, back in my day. You know? This is like a guy who's like, right now, this is the play, this is how to run it up. That's the reason why we wrote that. But sorry, back to your question, actually.
Well, no, actually, funnily enough, I was going to ask you what your favorite cheat code is, but you gave 2, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But because of what you said, I just thought about something. Do you ever feel like the road to entrepreneurship is better when you start as young as you did? Or if you, let's say you go through life, you work a 9 to 5 and then you go into it because you've got you've learned all of those lessons from being in the corporate world, and then you go into entrepreneurship.
So I'm going to answer that question 2 ways. One, does anyone here know like the average age of a successful entrepreneur?
I'm going to say 40.
Okay, you think 40? You think 55?
28, I think.
Does the winner get £1 million of this?
I'll say about 45 as well.
No, 45? I think it's younger.
I think it's younger, 28.
For entrepreneur, I think it's younger. Because entrepreneur can be, bro, you can...
successful.
But
14.
a successful entrepreneur, yeah.
What's success, $1 million?
Yeah,
100K?
to reach 5 million a year. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to say 40.
I
think it was probably higher at like
45.
50s, but it's probably come down to like...
Okay, so you think 45?
60.
60.
45.
So you think 60, 55, Tim?
I'll say like mid-30s, you know.
Mid-30s.
Yeah.
And you said 28.
I said 28, yeah. But you said 5 million now, so that's...
Yeah.
I would say mid-30s as well, like 35.
Okay, cool. So, and you said 40, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you get it right? Because the average age of a successful entrepreneur is 42.
I said 45.
Yeah, you said 45. You said,
But you said 40, yeah.
Yeah. But
I'm just saying, man. Go on,
I'm trying to be who I'm trying to be, man.
But the reason why is because of exactly what you said, which is like they work for time in different companies, understand the way to play the game, and then eventually they use that. Because often what will happen is they'll start a business and like really study this, right? They'll start a business in, I don't know, they spend 10 years working in security. Then their business is a security business. And then the first ever customers are the company that they worked for in the first place. And because that company knows them and everything, they're like, yeah, you know, James is good. Let's just chuck it in.
And he knows how to navigate.
And he knows how to navigate and he knows all that stuff. And the reason why I think that's so important, bro, is like, I feel like right now with social media and low key, I am to blame for this, but it's fine. But like low key, we see people in like their 20s, etc., and you know they've got a Lambo, they've got a thing, blah 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 blah, and then you're like, man, I'm so late. Oh, well, what happens? I had this text from this guy. I remember this 2 weeks ago. Made me so sad actually. Basically, the guy who was like, oh, I'm so happy that I saw your content and I saw that you had like talked about the average age thing, because I was feeling so behind and I felt like I'd given up on my family and I felt like I hadn't changed my mom's life and I was thinking about ending it all.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, and I remember going on his profile. The guy could have not been any older than like 21.
Wow.
And I remember thinking it's because his feed is filled with stuff where you're like, man, I haven't got this, I haven't got that. But I think if we appreciate like actually all of the good things take so much time in order to happen, you realize that, man, like you have so much time to get the skills, you have so much time to get the network, because the truth is all the answers that you're looking for are basically like in the heads of other people.
Yeah.
And so the best way for you to do that is to like network with these other people, work with these other people, learn from them, and then just run it up in your own way, rather than kind of almost thinking like, I just got to do everything right now. And if I don't do it right now, then I'm an entire failure. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, cool. And just another question on that. Sorry, how long we got? We got time, yeah? A bit of time.
Yeah.
But we got time because we didn't use the first 7 minutes.
Okay, cool. Just on, you know, like for instance, like the Gymshark owner, I think he went to
Ben,
went to the same like school.
Ben,
Man said the first name racist.
Sorry. He went to the same school as like some other, like they all went to the same school, like a few other brands,
like the same area.
Yeah, so I feel like there might be something with environment sometimes.
100.
Like, so I was going to ask you, with where you grew up, is there anyone else that's currently doing?
No, that's why he went to the. That's why he went to the hotel.
No, sorry, even not even the ends. Actually, that's a better question. Just the school where the helicopter was at.
Yeah. CH,
yeah. Was there like mad like people?
So you know what it was. So you know what it was actually. In there, everyone there was mad smart. Yeah. Okay. Like I'm talking like genius level smart.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if you've ever encountered this, but like when you go from a smaller school to a bigger school, let's say like in your first school, you're the smart one.
You're the smartest.
You're the guy who's getting everything, right? You go to the next school, you're like, brother, how?
That's like me with running. I was the fastest in my primary school.
No.
I was like fifth fastest in my secondary school. I was fastest.
I know what you're saying, but he's lying. That's why he's got a problem. He's never been. He's never been.
But that's the thing about your friends. Your friends will do that to you, bro. I'm saying.
We told the truth.
I'm honest with you.
But it's true though, like whether it's running or who knows, or like even football, you know, at some point you're the best, you're the one who's going to make it pro, and then you go to like a different thing. You're
all
like,
the people that have been told they're going to make it pro.
All the people have been taken pro, right? Yeah. So when I went to CH, I remember like that's when I met people who were like academic, like they were born to go to Oxford, basically, you know. Yeah. And so I was like, all right, I can't compete with you guys at all because I just don't really want to. And also like the amount of hours you're putting in for this is crazy. Yeah. And so as a result of that, it was when I decided to then focus on like the entrepreneurial game and do that. And so to answer your question, I think it's not so much like around me there were hella entrepreneurs. I think it was around me there was just like a feeling of achievement. Yeah. Okay. And everyone was like embracing achievement. And I don't think I said this before, but actually, unfortunately, my dad actually passed away when I was 21, right? Okay. And he passed away, thank you. And he passed away, actually, it was like a crazy story. He passed away 2 days before he'd come back from Ghana, because I'd sent him to Ghana to have a bit of a break. And then like 2 days before, like typical Ghanaian man, he was like, I don't understand kind of what this business thing that you're doing, etc. is, but like, I'm very proud of you. Oh, wow. And I hope that you know, make something of it, right? Because at that time we'd had like an article in the newspaper. So like, you know, finally he understood what I was saying. And then unfortunately, like 2 days afterwards, he passes away from a second stroke. Oh, wow. But the reason why I actually bring that up is because when I was in sixth form was actually when he had the first stroke. Okay. And I remember saying to myself, like, you gotta take this serious now. Like, you know, I had a lot of intensity about me during sixth form because I was like, I gotta move faster. And this academic path, whilst it's good and whilst all my peers are trying to go for it, like, it's too slow. I need to figure out a way to like make money earlier and faster legally, legally, so that I could actually then support my dad. What did he say?
He just said legally.
I said legally.
He looked at me for some reason.
Why do you always have a pouch on? What's it? We don't need this when we're recording.
Manny's always going, what's going on?
Let me explain to you.
There's nothing in there. It's going to be Vaseline.
No, basically my pockets are loose.
Okay,
so I put stuff in my pouch.
Yeah, that is fair.
That's essentially it.
That's fair.
Yeah, but it just...
We've
got furniture over there.
Why do ladies have their bags and their purses? To put stuff in it.
Yeah, but they don't have it on when they're recording.
When they're recording.
Get the gist, don't have it when they're recording.
Because now you're folding your legs. You guys check your legs.
Sorry, continue.
Sorry.
No, but that was it, right? Yeah. It's like, you know, so like because I was surrounded by that achievement, and I think definitely if you start to do that, you start to kind of normalize your success, right? So I tell so many young entrepreneurs now when they're saying, you know, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. One of the first questions I say is, all right, just like in the last week, who did you hang out with?
Okay.
Because if they tell me the type of people they hang out with, then I can predictably tell you what's going to happen.
That's what my mum used to say to me.
Yeah, you go, right?
Yeah.
If you're hanging out with people who are like talking about leveling up and this business and trying this thing, you almost feel like a waste man if you're not doing it.
Yeah.
You know? So you're almost being shamed into success.
Yeah, facts.
And in a weird way, I encourage people like almost shame yourself into success where like it's the only way.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much a big thing for me in CH.
Surround yourself. Or was that you said something about the network actually?
Yeah, how to build a network.
Reveal all of them.
No. Sorry, last two questions.
Yeah, sure.
First one is you said the article. So when you had the article out,
you
just getting bare like aunties and uncles from anywhere just messaging you like, yo, what you saying, my nephew? Like, you got a couple of hundred for me.
Must be crazy.
Yeah, it must be crazy.
So when we sold the company, one thing, as we probably know, Africans don't understand money.
Yeah.
Like, they don't understand money.
Hey, wait.
No.
I know
Say it how you're trying to say it.
No. Which is exactly that.
What he means.
I said it word for word. I stand on that, right?
Okay, go on.
Which is basically like, they see, for example, right? They see something like, so you sold the company for 8 figures, right? In their mind, it is
it's unlimited.
Unlimited funds ever.
And you got the money right now.
Under your bed. You can buy the whole of Ghana. And so that was definitely a thing where I almost had to try and explain to them, yo, yes, it's been good, but it's not like some... Now I'm basically on Jeff Bezos level. Like in their mind, it's like Timo and Jeff Bezos are boys. And I'm like, no, it's not like that, right? It's like even sometimes when you talk to them about net worth, and they say, like Elon Musk net worth $1 trillion. And like my aunties genuinely believe like he opens his bank account and this is trillion in there. And then he's like, why isn't he paying his workers more? What? Like he said, you know what I mean? But anyway, no. Did I have that? A bit, but bro, like, what's that thing I think it's a phrase in the Bible, which is like, heavy is the head that wears the crown or something like that. So I'm just like, okay,
I think
cool.
Stormzy said that as well.
Okay, well, Bible. Both of them.
Definitely in the Bible first.
I'll be quoting Stormzy.
Stormzy 5'3". But I think that was it, really. And it's fine. It's just one of those things that happens, really.
Okay, cool. And also, you've got this... You've got a 10K competition, right? For someone to pitch a business.
Yeah. So one thing that we're really big on, or like I'm personally big on, is I do think like everyone needs some kind of a spark at the beginning, right? Like for me, we haven't gone into like the first ever business that I did was like a tutoring company at 14, right? And people often say this thing, which is like, okay, well, what was the most like significant amount of money that you made, right? And they're expecting me to be like, oh, after fan buys, 10 million, blah, 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 right? But actually for me, the most important bit of money I made was actually at 14 when it was like this tutoring business, when I connected basically tutors to students and I took a cut of it.
Oh, you weren't even a tutor?
So I was a tutor for 2 weeks.
Oh.
So
I don't need to do this.
Exactly, no. Like for real. Because basically I started off because I wanted to win a bet with a friend of mine. And basically, actually, you know what? I'll just tell you the story because it's actually quite a fun story. So my friend, Kunal, he and I were coming back from school and we saw this like black Mercedes Benz, and then he's like, yo, how much do you think that car cost? And I'm 14, I don't have a clue about any funds, so I'm like, oh, £500, like huge. So then he's like, I know, like some donut 14-year-old.
1959 plate.
The prototype as well.
That's an original Mercedes. Signed it at the back.
Oh my God, you can't include
Sorry. Cut that out.
Signed it,
Go on, sorry.
And so I'm like, so I'm like, yo, £5, and then he makes me a bet, which is like, I bet you wouldn't make $5 before you turn 18. right? Oh. So he makes me that bet. And it's not like a bet out of disbelief. It's a bet out of...
Dickhead. Why are you
No. But I think it's a bet out of like, I know you can. You can. So prove it. You know?
That's sick though.
Yeah. And so I then went online and I was like, yo, how to make money online. Now, obviously, them times, even now, if you search like how to make money online, it's just hella scams. Hella scams and OnlyFans. And so I was just like, all right, cool. Well, that's not gonna work. But then I saw that there was basically like this article, but this quote, which is like, work with what you know. Mm-hmm. And on that day, it was so crazy how it happened. On that actual day, I basically had done a maths exam and I scored the highest on it, right? Sick. So then I went, okay, well, I know maths. Yeah. Other people didn't get the highest. Yeah. I can tutor people maths. Yeah. And so the next day was when it was basically like, I was in business. I was basically like tutoring people maths. And then other people will come to me for things like physics, chemistry. And I was like, I'm not that guy at that. But I know other people as that guy. So then what will happen...
Sanji and science,
So, no, bro, 100%. What I did was... But the key here is don't go to students. I went to the teachers and I said, in the last test that you did, who got the highest grades? And then they told me, and it was often Sanji.
My cousin's one.
And then I was like, wait, where are you? No.
That's a rich joke. You might want to get.
And then basically I'd go to them and then I'd be like, yo, do you want to do this? Do you want to make money? Yeah. And the whole play was £15 an hour, which is very cheap for tutoring, but it's like £15 an hour. I take 5, you take 10. So I then become the connector. And so that was basically like the first bit of money. And then I was just like, hang on a sec. So you're telling me I can like think of an idea and then I can put it out into the world and like people would just pay me for it. Yeah. And it was like that being the first kind of genesis of, okay, maybe I'm good at this sort of thing. And actually just a quick thought on that. You'll probably notice a trend here, which is this. So tutoring company, it was me connecting tutors to students.
You're a connector.
Entrepreneur Express was an online magazine. The people who made us money were advertisers and I had an audience. Fanbytes, connecting brands to influencers. Basically, I have never come up with something like actually original.
You're a fraud. You're a broker.
He's the best middleman.
I'm just like a middleman. I'm just the plug, but I just happen to be the plug in like good industries.
You got that from Old Kent Road.
You used to hook the hood man up with the shop.
And so how did this actually come to the 10K, right?
Go on.
Because basically, so the book's coming out January 15th, but on January 10th, what we're doing is this like online virtual event with like thousands of people. And it's got like me, it's got, do you know Simon Squid?
Yeah.
Yes.
Simon Squid, the guy who says, what's your dream?
And he gives them money to go.
Do you know Dan Priestley?
Dan
Priestley, key person of influence. But anyway, Dan's like an OG business guy. Kit Chivers, who founded Puberty. So you know Puberty.
Puberty is the media company.
Social media account.
You would have seen it.
They post content and stuff.
You would have seen it.
So like Kit.
Puberty. Sorry, I was spelling like how it's actually spelled.
Oh, no.
With an I. Puberty with an I.
Yeah. So Puberty. So basically it's like a live event where I've got him and a bunch of, I've got my friend who is the founder of like blockchain.com. He's one of the billionaires, right? Okay. So like they're all coming to do this like virtual event where basically I'm like calling them up and I'm saying, all right, cool. Tell us how you do this. Tell us the play for this. And then people can actually pitch their ideas directly to them.
Sick.
And then in return, what we're doing is the ideas that we like, what we're doing is that we're funding those ideas like live in the call.
Oh, it's more than one you're funding.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was just one
person. No.
Online dragging then,
Yeah, so just like giving money. And the reason why we're doing that is because I'm like, that first £500 was the thing that changed so much for me. So if I give someone, their 500, their $2,000, their $3,000, their $5,000, their $1,000, etc., that could be the thing that like starts them off. And then they're also getting advice from these people. It's like an absolutely perfect thing. And so like that's the idea behind.
Would you be interested in making a new version, a YouTube version of The Apprentice, and you're the funder?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk, man.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
We can connect up.
No, of course. Bro, like, I genuinely, and I said this even before the cameras were rolling, like, the way that you think about format is just so intelligent. Like, the moment I saw it, I remember thinking, this is so clever. And so if...
What are you talking about? The
animation?
Like, like the actual...
He came up with that. You do get a few ideas. You do get a few ideas.
Why is the tone of your voice changing?
That was like credited. But I think like that's the way. Like that's the way. Formats are the way. Yeah. So of course I'll be more than happy to actually talk about it, especially if it's on long form YouTube. That, by the way, is a very... People often ask me about like what books to read or what ideas. If you want, I can give like 3 ideas that I think will slap.
Yeah, go on.
Now,
go
right?
on, go on. Right
now,
get your notes.
Yeah,
up.
look, yeah.
Really pulled out there.
My notes work better when my foot's up.
So the rest of it
Go on. Let's go.
So that's so funny. My notes work better when my foot's up.
When my foot is up.
So
It's stupid.
So the first one is probably like something which people will have heard before, but it is actually like an AI automation agency. Like genuinely, I believe that.
Agency, okay.
Yes, because so the reason why Fanbytes worked is because of something that I call an expertise gap. So basically, we knew how to reach Gen Z. Other brands like Nike, L'Oreal, all those guys did not know how to. And so if you imagine that we are here, the brands are here. Yeah. This gap here is basically money.
Yeah.
Right? Because if the gap is far, that means we can charge you more to close that gap. The reason why there's not that much bread now in influencer stuff is because the gap is now smaller. So now the question is like, where else is the other gap? And now the gap here is in like AI automation. Because now you got these dentists and lawyers and all these men who are like, we don't even know how to use ChatGPT properly. We've got all these things that we need to do stuff in AI. We have no clue. And now, literally, if you spend a week, like I just spent a week learning about Claude, doing all these things now.
NHS.
And I can just go to any of these guys and just say, do you know what? Here's my expertise. You're here. You need to make sure they get to AI. Pay me 10 grand a month for this, right? And you don't need a lot of people at 10 grand a month to suddenly build like a 7-figure business. So that's one, right? Second idea is actually weirdly enough what you guys are doing, which is actually like owning niche media. So by that, I mean, it's like a media business which speaks to like a very specific person. So I have a friend, he runs basically the biggest website about gardening, right?
Okay.
The biggest website about gardening. That makes like tens of millions a year.
Wow.
It just prints. It just absolutely prints. The reason why is because it's a media site. It's about gardening, and the people who are into gardening are hella into gardening. Right? They will buy this, and that, right? And then the third thing is basically like anything that helps rich people either make more money or save money. Right? So, for example, there is a guy that I paid, how much did I pay him? Every month, I paid him $7 grand a month for 5 months. And all he had to do was basically find me interesting businesses to potentially buy. And that was it, because I was like, I don't have the time to do that. But you, 21, 22-year-old, just go. Just go. Right? And there's people who, for example...
I can do that role. I can do that. I can do that role. I'll take 210. My CV is better. My CV is better.
Undercut. I'll take your ring. I was like,
By the way, it's so funny that you guys are talking about the ring and not the watch. That's so interesting, isn't it?
I haven't seen. I didn't actually look at the watch.
I couldn't see the watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Change the topic. But yeah, like those three things, and I think if you are a young person, or not even a young person, if you're like someone with like the time, the energy, all those things I've just said, you can just do. Yeah. Like the first one, AI automation thing, legit. If you spend a week, every weekend, just like binging about it, or even ask AI, how do I do this thing for AI?
Yeah.
Right? Like it will show you. The second thing about media, you guys are living proof that basically you can just build media for a specific audience and you make it work. And then the third one is just about like your own effort and expertise. Like comes people like me, go to your dentist, go to like the local entrepreneurs and say like, what is taking up so much of your time? And they'll tell you. And there's also another amazing thing, which is like when you surround yourself, especially with like good entrepreneurs, wealthy entrepreneurs, the proximity that you get is crazy. So like, for example, my video guy who I use, Ali, I introduced him to Dean Forbes. And then as a result, Dean Forbes introduced him to Tim Campbell, then Tim Campbell introduced, and now his network is just like amazing as a result of like one person, right? And so there's a lot of power that comes with like almost having proximity to people and like lowering your ego and not being like, nah, man, I'm worth this, I'm worth that, so pay me this, pay me that. And I just wish like more people knew that, because there's like this mad, I don't even know what it is sometimes, like there's this like inability to almost try and think about the long game. Everybody wants to just do the thing now. And that is the reason why a lot of people are making big bread now.
I like that. We're going to close off now, but I want to tell you a business idea before you go. Yeah.
All right, hit me.
I thought about this last week. I go shopping a lot. I go Tesco, Lidl and whatnot,
Okay.
I like to be in the physical store because I like to look around and see what's there.
Okay.
I think there should be an app that is connected to that store, that Tesco. Virtual reality. So whatever I want, I have a shopping list and I pull it into this app and it tells me which aisle to go and it tells me the most efficient route to pick all of the items that I need. I might even put in the app, I want to make spaghetti bolognese. So it tells me, go and get the spaghetti from there, go and get the bolognese from there, go and get the meat from there.
Why do you need to be in the store though?
Because I like to be in the store. And I think a lot of people like to be in the store. If you go to the stores are still busy. People don't always buy online. So I think there should be an app that connects you to make the shopping experience better, because the shopping experience hasn't changed in 60 years. And I think it needs a revamp. That's my idea.
Shit. Yeah. I know. I saw your face.
It's a draft. It's a draft.
But there's a better use case. There's a better use case for VR though. So you know, when you go on a luxury holiday or any holiday, when you go on holiday, you always look at hotels, right? And you can only see pictures, but when you actually get to the hotel, then you see around, it. So having something that is like VR or AR, where you can see it and see the dimensions, will make you more comfortable with how you book.
Like when you're buying a house, you can do virtual viewings of the house.
Exactly.
Imagine having that for your hotel room.
Exactly.
That should be an easy plug-in though.
Yeah, exactly. But because there should be like a modeling company, AR, VR, that can connect that. But that's one idea.
Hey, that costs money, by the way, these two ideas, and they come as a package. So you say you got to take mine as well.
Listen, it's 25% equity.
That's a better idea than your idea.
Even Tim knows that.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah,
go.
Mine's just quite simple. It's quite basic.
Yeah.
And you touched on your past as well, where you live, and how that inspired what you've done. And you used to play football, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't get into drugs.
Sorry. By the way, I've never done anything.
Sorry. Ignore me.
This is the persona that they tried to.
It's a pouch. Go on.
I was gonna say it's the pouch, bro. It's the pouch, bro. They got you with that.
They got me.
Go on. Yeah.
You just spoiled my whole
Sorry.
That was rude. I was trying to give you emotions first.
Yeah, but now he understands the ends. He's got the ends.
I was trying to touch on the emotions. I was just gonna say, like, you got injured here and there, right? I guess, did you ever have the knee injury?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Okay. For me, personally, I played football. I've got a long-term knee injury.
Okay.
And my knee injury started to impact my ankle as well.
Oh, yeah,
So typically I would wear a knee brace.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've realised there is no... the product I want to build is like a leg brace, which covers your knee and your ankle and potentially maybe your hip as well.
As in like a legging?
Yes, similar to a legging, but it's to protect all elements of your body.
Interesting.
And there's nothing really out there, because I've searched for it myself. Nothing really out there like that. And you'd have to buy it as a pair, because scientifically, if you just have it on one knee, that kind of handicaps your other knee and just makes your other knee worse. You're overcompensating as well.
Yeah.
So, but you have to get the right material and so forth. But that's a business idea.
Okay.
And that stemmed from my own personal interest.
Are you ranking these, by the way?
Okay. I'll story behind it as well. Think about the story behind it. After you spoiled it.
Sorry. Have you got one?
Yeah, the other one was, I mentioned it to Bangs before, I always want my car to always look nice. Especially when I got my car recently.
Okay.
And...
What's the car?
BYD, it's a hybrid Chinese car.
Yeah.
So...
love BYDs.
Car washes is something that I never have the time. I think about queuing up.
Yeah.
Then you're thinking, you're doing errands, you're running around.
Yeah.
To remember that you go to a car wash, sit down and wait there 20 minutes. Sometimes you plan it when you're going shopping, whatever. It would be so much more convenient, and I'll get my car washed a lot more often if they came to my house.
Yeah.
Washed my car and then pissed off.
Yeah.
So a mobile car service where you connect car washes with people and they can come. I don't know if it's already out there.
That's already out there.
I spoke to Manny about this, and I said I enhanced his idea a little bit. I said it should just be connected to like a delivery app sort of thing, because you can go. There's companies that do that. But if he could find out who's near me that does it on an app, then he can be like, I'll take this.
We're not taking copyright ideas.
Is that copyright?
Yeah, no, but Timo said that he borrows ideas and he makes them better.
But you're right. But there is that service, but there's no app. You're right. There's not.
Someone for that already.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Oh, so there's a conflict. Sorry, you can't. Okay, go on.
He saw the idea from you.
What's your video?
Okay.
You copyrighted, man.
I've got an idea.
Just to close, and then you rank.
So, like, obviously, people need to get places, yeah? Transport's a huge thing.
Car.
Is that a horse?
Now, people need to get places. Yeah. One of the things that I hate is traveling. I live in Cambridge now. If I could get places quickly, then I would be able to be so much more productive, yeah? Okay. Again, a lot of people have social anxiety around buses, trains and stuff. Okay. So, my idea is a teleportation machine. My idea is a machine. My idea is a machine that allows you to walk in it and you click a place and you teleport there straight away. I just need 15 trillion. I need 15 trillion, a bit of magic. I need a bit of magic. And we're on to the idea.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Do you know what? You don't even have to rank it. Let's let the people rank it. And whatever happens in the next couple of years, you know what's going on.
The car wash one though, like you invested. Like, how's that company doing?
It's doing well. The guys that like this Somalian brother. Yeah.
I've even seen that one as well.
Yeah.
So I know you've seen it because our feeds are
my life.
You don't even have still ideas subconsciously.
Bad guy. He's still but yeah, no, it's doing well.
It's doing well.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Is it an app? Boy, like, what is that? What's he not doing? The app?
Well, the thing is, you could actually do it, but just for a different area. Because he covers North London. Like Highbury, Islington, Finsbury Park, etc.
No,
but you got West London, you got Chelsea,
I personally think Essex would be one of the best for it, because you got all those big houses on there, like loads of roads. Essex, Harold Wood,
easy. Just run up, and like
as soon as you start it, you're gonna get a letter. You're being sued by Timo.
That's right. Anyways, that was a super long episode, but thank you so much for coming. Thank you for blessing us with some gems. And this is What's Stopping You coming out on the January the 15th. Yeah. And we have the competition that's on by the Jan 10th or on
Jan the 10th. It's like completely free to enter. You just get the link.
In where? In your bio?
In my bio. We can also send the links.
Yes, We'll put it in.
But like we have thousands of people who are there. If you just submit your business idea, and then you can get some mentorship and some money, it would be great.
And if you win the 10K and you're one of our subscribers, then we get 2%. But anyway, thank you so much for your time. And that's it. That's us.
This is fun.
Bless.